Can you train an amiibo to do all the microgames on the Wario stage in Smash? This is quite the 3 a.m. idea. On WarioWare, occasionally the fighting will be broken up by one of 8 minigames where you have to do whatever it tells you to get a random buff. Pretty fun stage with friends, extremely sad alone with CPUs. They don't understand Wario's shenanigans, but an amiibo? Well, that just might. And if you don't know or need a refresher, amiibo are the Nintendo figurines that you scan into games for rewards. In Smash, you can train them to fight like you, kinda. If you do a thing a bunch in the game, the amiibo will pick up on that and start doing that thing itself. Now we need to actually pick one. I guess you'll do. Meet Prinko, my Link amiibo who we'll be experimenting on today. So, do amiibo have any more game sense than your standard CPU? Nope, not at all. So instead of teaching the amiibo how to beat the microgames, we have to make it develop habits that will accidentally beat the microgames. What will it need to learn? Aerospace, avoid the falling arrows. Blowing up, hit all the party poppers. Crackdown, jump to avoid the earthquake. Crazy cars, don't get hit by the crazy car. Don't move! Yeah, kitty cover, stay under the umbrella. Lose your marble, attack the marble to chisel a statue. Soul Man, don't get stomped on. Taunt. Alright, so that last one is probably the easiest thing to do. Amiibos can learn taunting and love to do it, so much that it's recommended to never taunt while training one. Blowing up and marble are the two that require the amiibo to attack, and you kinda need to jump for them. So I'll try teaching the amiibo a real Link strat, spamming Nair. Coincidentally, Crazy Cars and Crackdown also require jumping, so Prinko's Nair spam should be able to get him through those if he times it right. Aerospace, Kitty Cover, and Soul Man are a bit tricky because they require you to move to a certain position. But these were all microgames I was actually able to get CPUs to beat in one way or another, and for Don't Move, I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky. Let's try it out. I taught Prinko the nairing and the taunting and turned off learning and threw him into an 8-player Smash match for 20 minutes to level him up. Then after that, I tried playing some WarioWare with him. And while he did a couple microgames, they were all the ones that could be completed with dumb luck or my influence. He got really close to finishing the chisel one, but didn't quite get it. Same with the party poppers. There were only a couple microgames that he really struggled in. Crazy Cars and Don't Move. In Crazy Cars, I could not get him to jump. Instead, he tried to attack it with neutral B, which weirdly enough is what the CPU did on this game too. I think the computers see a hitbox moving at them and try to challenge its approach, much like they would against any old fighter. And Don't Move seems very hard because amiibos like to move. Even at level 1 with Pooh Brain, they're walking. I think there's a couple options here. One could be to teach Prinko to hold shield for a while, which should pass the game. Or I could just grab him. Is that legal? Before I used empty movement to lure the guy around, and I don't think that's cheating because it's like saying how during a dog show, a trainer couldn't lead the dog through the obstacle course or whatever the hell happens at dog shows. So would it be legal in a dog show to grab your dog as part of a trick? Probably not. Oh yeah, and Prinko didn't taunt enough, so he failed that game too. So the next day, I reset the amiibo, taught it nairing, holding shield, and taunting. And this morning, we've already seen some improvement. Prinko has passed the blowing up microgame and learned to jump over the car, but there's still a few that he's struggling with. He hasn't really learned taunting yet. He'll do it every once in a while, and actually almost passed the taunt minigame, but I was teaching him nair spam at the time and hit him out of it. He still hasn't won Lose Your Marble, but again, that might be my fault. And Don't Move continues to be a problem. So I once again reset the amiibo and only used shield, which worked. I got him to stay pretty still, but once he started leveling higher, he started moving a whole lot more. So I think the only way to get him to do this microgame is to make him do it really early, like level 2, which means that I also have to luck out and get the right microgame that early. And oh my god, he almost did it, but he's stupid and rolled out at the last second. So now I think it's pretty much impossible. It seems Prinko just has to hit a button every couple of seconds. So I went into Spirits to check if there were any that like slow down time like the timer item, but no, it doesn't seem like the Spirits have negative qualities. So what if I did the next best thing and just used the timer item? They didn't show up. Am I dumb? I don't think it appears on the item list in the WarioWare training mode. So timers are out, but the black hole might work. It's not illegal to throw those at dogs, I'm pretty sure, but that didn't really work anyway. And these items are kind of cheating because it's not Prinko doing the action, it's me. So what if I taught him how to throw items and then held Fox Reflector the whole time? Also, we're using Deku Nuts now because they're pretty perfect. They just stun you in place. Fox Reflector strat seemed like it was working with just the nuts, but he started mashing out at later levels. So again, we got an RNG him picking up the nut and throwing it at me while he's at like level 2 and at the perfect time that Don't Move is happening. And after a bunch of trying, Prinko wasn't nutting himself at the right time. It wasn't working, so I went to the Amiibo training Discord for answers and didn't really get any. So we're just gonna do the other games real quick to break up the monotony a bit. Prinko still struggles to chisel the marble even after I trained him to nair a bunch, so what if Link Nair was bigger? Well, it doesn't really help that much because he's still a dumbass who won't even attack half the time. But after about 20 minutes of waiting, he finally did it. He didn't even use the damn mushroom, but he still wasn't taunting. So I went back to the Discord and asked for help. They said to keep spamming taunt and also that Luigi is better at it. I do have a Luigi, but let's at least try it with Prinko. So after 5 minutes of taunt spam, he kinda understood to taunt after each tilt attack. And 10 minutes later, he actually almost got the minigame. And he barely missed it again and again and again. Of course he taunts on this one. And after an embarrassing amount of time, oh, he did it! I should have just used Luigi! So how do we make him sit still? I'm past checking the handbook, but I don't think it's illegal to bring in another dog to beat the shit out of my main dog in the dog show. I don't think they accounted for that. So I trained a Bowser amiibo named Phubus to use Flame Breath and break shields in the hopes that Prinko wouldn't be able to move because he's in hit stun. Because you can be moving during this microgame, the thing that makes you fail is if you do an action. So if Phubus is hitting Prinko, or even better, kills his ass, he won't be able to move, and technically it is still training an amiibo to beat the microgame. I trained Prinko to shield again and put him in the ring with Phubus. With infinite time, it was bound to happen. Oh my god, it happened! Prinko has become the first amiibo in recorded history to complete every single WarioWare Inc. microgame in Smash! What do you have to say to your adoring fans?